Very good afternoon to you. It's a brand new week and a brand new day for us. The very first day of the week. It's good to be here, and guess who pops in first? Grace is in the building. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you everyone for being there already. We are flying away with our likes, 78 likes in just a few seconds into today's live session. Appreciate all of you for keeping faith and for all your efforts at growing your money. And I want to assure you that by all means, you are going to be rewarded. You have kept faith with this meeting, and of course, you have nothing else but to be rewarded. Very good afternoon to you, and my absolute respect to everyone who has been a part of this all along, no matter how soon early you joined or how late you joined. To keep a date and be consistent means that you are going to be pressing for the reward that will never escape you. If you can hear me right now, please indicate by saying yes, yes, yes. Let me be sure the microphone is working, the sound system is perfect, and it is noiseless. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for your responses. We got it there. Thank you, Instagram family. If you can hear me, come on, go ahead and say yes, yes, yes. Let me see you. I'm seeing responses a lot already from TikTok. All right, Ben Forgo, thank you very much. I see your response there. So we're good to go. And I hope it's a flying start for everybody this week. How is your portfolio doing? I was watching the market before coming on live, and today I found a stock like Presco flying all the way to 1,000 for the first time ever. We know it is unofficial at the moment, but we live to see when eventually a block 100,000 transaction is done, so that that stock flies and remains at 1,000 plus. Congratulations to everybody who bought Presco at 450, 430 or thereabouts. Are you here listening to me now and you bought Presco at 400 and something? Last week I was talking about how Okomo is enjoying a sympathy play with Presco. Every time Presco moves up, Okomo follows. And as at that time, Okomo was at 550 naira per share, while Presco was doing about 880. And I stated specifically that Presco was testing the 900 mark, and it was looking for a way to push towards 900 and find a support above 900. Well, just 1 week afterwards, Presco goes ahead to hit not only above the 900, and then it just flies to 1,021, testing the waters above 1,000 first. Currently, it came back down because, you know, I told you something about support and resistance. You need to understand this very well. And I'll tell you how it's going to be very important for you when you are trying to buy a stock that is being chased hotly. Now, this is the first time that Presco is touching 1,000, and usually it will not stay up there at the first attempt. It will keep getting pushed back over and over and over again until it jumps back up and never comes down. So you want to keep your eyes on the volume of trades being done, especially per transaction, because 100,000 shares traded at once on Presco could just mean boom. It stays up there at the close of trading. In any case, it closed at 900 and something on Friday, which means that my prediction about Okomo shooting up to 600 also played out. So that the moment Presco jumps to 900 and something, Okomo flies from 500 and something to 600 and something. So that's the sympathy play going on. But I can tell you that the most valuable amongst them remains Presco, especially in the now and in the future, what these stocks are going to get for you as a minority shareholder. So congratulations for keeping tabs. Whoever bought Presco when I was mentioning it at 400 and something naira, please indicate. I want to speak with you, because as at that time there were stocks like that was a time that a stock like TIP was selling for 1 naira 91 kobo. My question that I have for you this morning is, why did you choose to go ahead to buy such an expensive stock when you could have just gone for the easy route of buying cheaper stocks? By the way, there are so many other cheaper stocks that hasn't made the move that this Presco has done. Remember, a year ago, this same Presco was selling for 280 something naira per share. That was the 52 weeks low. Now, the question is, who could have thought that 1 year after, it will now be selling for 900 plus, even touching 1,000 and above already as we speak? Maobi is in the house and he says, I bought Presco at an average price of 443 naira. That is some boldness. Maobi, could you come up and let's talk about why you went ahead to buy? What convinced you? How did you decide that Presco was good for you at that price? It's important for me to hear your views because it will also help to guide many others, because some people come into the market and all they are looking for is penny stocks. Sometimes these big guns rewards you much better than penny stocks. And of course, you need to find a way to strike a balance in your portfolio, because penny stock, there is a market downturn. Penny stocks suffer the highest loss because a little 20 kobo, 30 kobo loss is a big problem. That's why if you are going for a penny stock, go for those that have very sound fundamentals and have future growth specifically reachable. Okay? So good morning to you, Maobi. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, good morning to you, Coach. How are you doing today?
Hello, Maobi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, Coach. Good to have you here also.
Okay, looks like we're having
Yeah, I
that
can hear
challenge
you
now.
loud
Let's
and
see
clear.
how it
Can you hear me?
solves. Hello, Maobi. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Coach, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I guess they can hear you. All right, I'm going to disconnect the mic. We go ahead. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, Coach, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, fantastic. Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to all the other investors in the house today. Now, talking about Presco, first of all, why did I go into Presco? To be honest, I'm trying to be very honest here. I never knew about Presco as a company. I just got to, hear about it during one of your numerous, stock recommendations. And in my usual self, I did my own findings, and that that showed me that, look, this is a very, very profitable company, both in the short term and also in the long term. We all know that agriculture, especially palm oil, is one of the most sought after commodities out there. And any company, engaging in the large scale production of palm oil, believe me, the future is always bright, at least for now. So I did my findings and I got to know that Presco is on the way up. The fundamentals were good, the numbers were looking very good, and the prospect was really, really nice for me. Like I said, I entered at an average price of 443. I am in profit of more than 100 and something percent thereabout, but still I am holding, to be honest, because I don't want to be caught in the web of a similar stock like Seplat that people thought that, look, this is a maximum, and at the end of the day, you sell too early and you regret later. So that's my Presco story.
Fantastic. Now I want to find out. You've already made over 100% on your Presco, buying as high as 400 and something naira per share. My question is, when did you buy? Are you with me? Hello, Maobi. Can't seem to get back to you anymore. So, ladies and
I bought Presco, I believe, sometime around November. Yeah, I'm right here. I bought around November 2024, if I'm not mistaken. I can actually hear you loud and clear, Code.
Yes, go ahead. You bought in November. Interesting stuff. So between November and now, 100% on a 400 and something naira per share stock. And while you were talking, I was trying to take a look at what the shares outstanding is, and it's quite interesting. Can you hear me? Looks like we're having challenges with connection, but I was going to conclude on something regarding Presco before I move on to respond to your other questions on the comment section, right? So we have a situation where Presco, I can't hear you, Maobi, anymore, but I'll just try to proceed. So we have a situation where Presco is selling at that price it is, and a lot of things are looking great. Dividend, fantastic, 40 something naira per share, I think 42 or so. And then what we have is a situation where Presco is eventually setting itself up for an eventual bonus. Because I just checked the shares outstanding, just 1 billion shares, that's all. 1 billion shares. And I also quickly took a look at Okomo. Eventually, maybe I'll work out a comparative analysis between Okomo and Presco so we can see the real difference. But Okomo seems to have far less number of shares outstanding. Not far less, 900 and something million. That's 953.9 million shares is what Okomo has in circulation, while Presco has 1 billion shares. And if you ask me, 1 billion shares is nothing. Regarding the kind of business that Presco has eventually developed into, don't forget the business in Ghana that also has a rubber plantation. So Presco could just be ripe for a dividend, a bonus issue. Maybe 1 for 5, 1 for 8, even if it's 1 for 10. Anything you see free from Presco, it's really, really going to be awesome. Now, this is encouraging everybody who has Presco, particularly, please don't fall for the temptation to sell that stock. I beg of you, everybody who is a member of this community, do not sell your Presco anytime soon. That's the information that I have for you. Thank you very much. I go on to the comment section so I can begin to take your comment. Right? Okay. This is not to say you should go ahead and start buying Presco at 1,000. No. But it's looking like if you find Presco around 900, 800, well, there's no going back. And you really need it, you have the money to buy it, you can go ahead and buy. And do not buy in anticipation of a bonus. Buy with the mindset that you are an investor looking for the best stocks to invest. So everybody keep your Presco. I am holding tight to mine. Exactly in November, that was when I actually mentioned it. And Maobi seemed to capitalize on it. Sometimes you don't need to know about a company, you just need to buy. Go ahead with taking position, then you now find out. You know, there's this saying, before you start joining others to run, first ask what is happening in the stock market, especially if you trust your source. Once you hear run, first run, then you now ask later. Say, by the way, what were we running from? Okay? So that's the way it's done. Unless you don't trust your source, then you can go ahead and start looking for why you should run before ever running. Cobb says, I bought Presco in November, 446. Good. So I have my witnesses here. Everybody who bought Presco in November bought at 400 and something. Now, this price that Cobb just mentioned is ringing a particular stock in my head that is about the same price right now that we are buying and ignoring and just relaxing over, and that's talking about Aradel. I won't say anymore, but this was how Presco was just there, lying as if it was lying fallow and useless. Okay? So, congratulations, everybody. Presco is 950 now. Can we buy more? Smile Adegbe. Smile Adegbe. If you are buying Presco, please buy. It can't be any. If you buy now, you're going to be buying. Your average entry is going to eventually be less than what it will finally turn out to be. Yes. So go ahead. If you are not following me, do well to follow me on all social media platforms because I'm not able to consistently post the same thing all across board, since some of them are video based, some of them are text based, and some of them are flyer or poster based. Okay. All right. So some of you who knows the money guy, this is to inform us that I'm doing a collaboration with him on Saturday. We're going to be having a live Instagram session, and it's about long-term investing. I was invited to be a part of that, and hopefully it's going to be a success. I do not know if it's a paid session. In the course of the week, I'll let you know if it is free. And then anybody who is free to join can also join as time goes on. But I have been even sent the collaboration post on Instagram, and I have approved that collaboration. So if you scroll through my Instagram page, you will see the flyer for that event. Aradel, you just spoke about it. More light on it, please. Smile Adegbe. Aradel is a local oil and gas prospecting and refining company. And they've made inroads in the Nigerian oil and gas sector for years, creating value for shareholders, and got listed last year on the NGX. Very consistent in dividend payouts, pays dividend twice. Last year they paid interim dividend of 2 naira per share, 8 naira per share. I'm sorry, and then this year they declared a final dividend of 22 naira, making it a total of 30 naira per share dividend. And they've invested in some gas assets, gas installation from Shell and all that. And they also have their own modular refinery, currently refining crude oil into petroleum products, byproducts. So that's the little the market knows about Aradel, and there is a lot of prospect in that stock. So if these are early times to buy, in fact, the stock actually was listed at 700 naira per share on the NGX, but suffered heavy supply due to a sell down by one of the majority shareholders that had a whole lot and made a whole lot of money from Aradel when it was so cheap on another exchange, which was the NASD. So it got delisted from NASD and then they listed on NGX. During the listing by introduction, it was at 700 naira or so, and then it rose to 800 before it started dropping when that massive sale was going on. So it's going through a period of hibernation because it was also last year that they did a share stock split. I will call it stock split. They gave 20 for every one and then slashed the price from 9,800 naira per share. They now slashed the price to 400 and something naira per share following that split. And after that split, it rose again to 700 when they now finally delisted it from NASD and listed on the NGX. So it was from the NGX listings, first 2 days of listing, it was scarce, while the price kept going up to 800. So what you are seeing now, you are buying a 50% discount or something close to that following the post listing on NGX. Whether the price is justified now or not, time will tell. But I can tell you that stock should not be selling for anything less. The fair value, if you ask me, should be around 800 to 1,000 naira per share. We will be here to see that stock at that price eventually. Yeah? So if you ask around, most of us in this community have bought a whole lot of that stock and just sitting pretty, waiting for when it will fly. Just like Presco is now jumping, and we are not bothered because we are fully boarded in that aircraft, and we are cruising at 30,000 feet above sea level. Good day, sir. Please, how long does it take Atlas Portfolios to reach out after registering prominent? It would take between 48 to 72 hours of working days to get feedback from them. And do not rely only on your inbox for the feedback. Watch out in your spam mailbox as well. Somehow, some way, some of their emails goes to the spam mail. So expect your login details after 72 hours or so. All right, let me real quick go through your questions. Coach, what's your take on charms? Tyson J, my take hasn't changed. All you've heard from me regarding charms remains the same. Very good at the current price. You see it at 2 naira 20 kobo. Excellent buy. You are buying for the long term and don't bother about price fluctuation. Okay, SJ said, this is my first time here. Fantastic. We're happy to have you, SJ. Go ahead, feel free and ask questions so that we put you through and you get started as soon as you can. Good afternoon, sir. Have been having issue registering on Atlas. Sahid, what's the issue? Please let us know. Please, sir, I have 3 million naira. I want to invest in a stock long-term that pays dividend and cash growth. Ray TV, 3 million naira. Settle for Zenith at 47. Buy, make sure you buy Aradel. They pay dividend twice. The dividend is cool. Otherwise, if you think it's too expensive to put in 3 million and split it between Zenith and Aradel, then you want to go with, because you mentioned dividend, I'm looking for the best available dividend cash flow options for you. And that will mean going the way of, which other dividend paying stock pays twice a year. Fidelity will give you good returns on your dividend at current price. So because I wouldn't want you to only stay in the banking sector, then you want to add one of the consumer manufacturing or fast-moving consumer goods stocks. And in this case, I would say add Cadbury to that list. Or if you're a penny stock lover, then you want to look the way of TIP at 610 or below if you can wait for it. I remember buying Aradel 598 in January. The price now is a wolf price. Kiddies were in Lagos. Very true. Aradel was, that's the thing with these stocks. When they are at a certain price, like that 598 now, it will look like you better buy now because it's going into 600 and may not come below 6. But sometimes after buying, it now drops, and then it stays very long. And you begin to wonder, what made me buy with that urgency? The market has a mind of its own. A lot of times you do all your research, do all your analysis, check this and that, cross the T's, dot the I's, and come to a conclusion. After you take your decision, the market will now inform you that I'm in charge here. That's where we got this saying. The market has a mind of its own. Shoei, Aradel did a share split? Yes, they did. I don't want to keep repeating the history of Aradel, but do you know what? January last year, Aradel was selling for 1,089 naira. Let me just recap. Then it was not on the NGX, it was on NASD. Dividend per share around April that they paid was 200 naira per share. That's the kind of stock we're talking about now. But you see, there were fewer shares when they were listed on NASD because that exchange is actually a smaller exchange compared to the NGX. So if you want to come get listed on the NGX, there are also stricter measures, control measures, And then, of course, the number of shares will have to be increased because you are almost moving like from a lake to an ocean. So the NGX is a bigger ocean. Very many more companies listed, very many more investors involved in investing. And so you need sufficient supply of the stock. So that was what informed the stock split. But before the stock split, like I said, December 2023, January 2024, Aradel was selling for 1,089 naira per share. Fast forward to April, Aradel paid a dividend of 200 naira per share. And then the stock price fired up, kept going, 2,500 naira per share, 3,000 naira per share, 4,500 naira per share, 5,000 naira per share. At 4,005, the rumor started circulating that Aradel was going to be listed on NGX, and that something has to be done, maybe bonus or something else. Once that rumor started, it moved from 4,005 to 5,000 to 6,000 to 7,000 to 8,000 to 9,000. It got to 9,800. If I remember, if at all, it didn't get to 10,000 naira per share. So it was at that 9,800 they now did the stock split, and it was split into 20 new shares for everyone. So that 20 new shares for everyone meant that the 9,800 or so that the stock price was as at the time of the split, by the time you share that into 20, it now arrived at 460 something or so per share. So the stock price was split alongside with the increased distribution of stocks. That was how Aradel came from 9,000 something per share to 400 and something. Then it started going back up again, 400 and something, 500, 600 and something, 650, 700. Then the date now came because people were buying massively preparatory to getting listed on the NGX, right? So qualification date came, and the stock price was suspended from being traded. The stock was suspended from being traded on NASDAQ at 700 and something. So it was that 700, it now got listed on the NGX, right? So you see the history now. From 700 something, the first 2 days, it was very scarce as usual. Most of you who didn't witness that must have witnessed this in Legend Internet PLC. You know, after the whole noise about the listing, then it gets listed, then it's scarce, then it keeps climbing. So first 2 days, Aradel wasn't available, just few trades, but the price was going up. So that was how it got to 800 and something naira. And then the man who made so much money, imagine somebody who had a split of 20 for everyone he had, and then now came to the NGX to sell off in millions. So that consistent supply now crushed the price down to where it is today. Yes, but between then and now, Aradel has added 2 key assets. Between then and now, Aradel has also started production in their refinery. They have a modular refinery, but no noise about it. So it's just a matter of time before the market eventually rewards the stock. That's what we're saying. Yeah? I hope it's very clear now. Information is important, education is important. So when you buy, for instance, this way in Lagos said she bought at 598. You don't need to bother yourself, even if it's now 4 something. Rather, if you have the fortitude, buy more to average down on where you were, because it will eventually jump beyond that 5 something. And at that point, when it gets to maybe 600 and something or 700 and something, it becomes too difficult to buy. Just like Presco is dealing with us right now. Anybody who bought Presco very little at that 400 and something, it's now heavier because you are buying twice that price. And we're talking about a space of 6 to 7 months ago, November till now, right? And we're just here. It just still feels like yesterday. That's the one thing with time. When you are planning for it, you will think, oh, it's a long time. 5 years is a long time. 1 year is a long time. 6 months is a long time. But you will end up looking back to say, wow, just now, you mean it's already 7 months gone and so on. Or it's already 5 years gone or 1 year gone. That's the way it is. So understand this in your planning so that you can take full advantage of time, because whether you like it or not, we will all be here and we will see these things unfold. Okay? What is the Instagram handle, please? TCB. Okay, I'm going to type my Instagram handle. I have callers already. I'm coming to you. Just a moment. At Wealth Coach. Omiete, that's the Instagram handle there. Dropped it. You can screen grab and later follow up. Okay, so there we go. We have 2 callers standing by. Tino Lin, I'll go with you first, and then we go on to the next person who doesn't have a username, but there's a long digits typed up there. Hello.
Hello. Good morning and good afternoon, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You know?
Great. Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
I have almost 4,000, yeah.
Fantastic. Please activate your video. That's the house rule.
Please, I'm at work now. I'm at work. I'm not allowed for video. I just hang out somewhere so that.
It's all right. That's understandable. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Yeah, my name is Tino. So I'm basically from Nigeria, but I'm based in Sweden anyway.
Great. It's good to have you, Tino. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a crypto trader. I so much love it. I've been into it, So I am trying to, diversify my asset knowledge into stock to know how it works. So I came across you here on live. So I want to know, in crypto, we have some website where you do some analysis about cryptocurrency, website like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. So in stock, do we have that kind of website too? Like to know the upcoming stock and the one that have been in existence, to know how they have performed, So that's my question. So I'm here.
Okay, actually, if you want to analyze stocks, both Nigerian stocks and foreign stocks, you could use a website like investing.com.
Okay, investing.com, okay.
Investing.com, then you can also try using tradingview.com.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I so much appreciate the information.
You're welcome anytime. Would that be all?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, cheers and bye.
Yeah.
Next on the line, while we're waiting, Sydney Ebuka is asking, good afternoon, coach. I have 30 units of Seplat at 3,319. I'm thinking of setting a sell price at 5.7 to buy Aradel. On the long term, what do you advise? That would be very ideal. But the problem is you can't sell at 5,007 right now. Let's take a look. 5,007. Not possible right now because I saw is Seplat selling for even 4,000 something that hasn't happened for a long while. Let's see what the situation is currently. I'm talking about current status of price movements regarding that particular stock. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go on to see what's with Seplat. That's it. 4,964 naira 40 kobo per share. That's what Seplat is selling for now, and it's still full offer. 3.5 million shares being offered for sale. there is no bid at all. So if you place your offer now, it will queue up behind those orders. So unless you want to sell quickly, but even those who are selling now, most of them, their offer price is 4,964. So you can't sell at 5.7 at the moment. All right, hello. We lost that one there. No name, just a very long digit, so no way to even identify the fellow.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
Good afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon. Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
Yes, sir.
Can you activate your video, please?
Okay. Okay.
Do you hear? All right. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Wisdom. I'm streaming from Delta State.
Wisdom from Delta State. Good to have you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, I've just been new to the stock market and I've registered my account, I think, day before yesterday. So I'm suggesting on the stock to buy on long term.
You want suggestion for the stock to buy long term?
Yes, sir.
Have you bought anyone all along since we've been talking?
No, sir.
Okay, quick one. Do not miss out on a stock like, depends on what capital you have at the moment. You are free to always invest from time to time. Nothing stops you from doing it monthly or however often you get investable funds, okay? So I would suggest at current price, um, give me a minute. Go through the banks. It's always good to have some bank stocks for liquidity and, of course, for regular dividend income. So take up a stock like Fidelity Bank and have that. They pay dividend twice. Very impressive dividend. Last year they paid 85 kobo interim, and this year they pay 1 naira 25 kobo final, making a total dividend of about 2 naira or so. So that's a good one. Take a look at what is best for you between Cadbury. Okay, so we go ahead to buy a stock like, I think Vitafoam is looking good at 54. Vitafoam is looking good at 54 naira per share. Buy Fidelity, buy Vitafoam, and then maybe you want to add a stock like USCN, 33 naira and under. Is your
USCS,
stock broker? Is it Atlas Portfolios?
Atlas.
Okay, so you can go ahead and actually do your transactions one step at a time if you have funded your account.
So you said Fidelity and
Fidelity, USCN. I said between USCN and Cadbury, I would say USCN. And I mentioned some of that stuff today.
the Vita.
Vitafoam, yeah, Vitafoam. Currently 54, which is a good entry for long term.
Uh,
All right.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very much.
Sir, my God.
Okay, who do we have? Kate. Okay, we have a question there from Hamid. Says, can I use Bamboo app to buy stock from Fidelity Bank? You are not buying the stock from Fidelity Bank. You are buying Fidelity Bank stock. And yes, you can use Bamboo if that's what you have. While this call is still connecting, with Kate, I would say, let me respond to some of your questions. Also, if you are not following me, you are losing money. You see, you would have bought for something and it's now almost 1,000, which is double what you already invested just 6 to 7 months ago. Good day, boss. Can you please talk about new gold ETF, please? Mabraji, I do not have sufficient updates about new gold at the moment. Coach, what are we buying today? Tomorrow is my birthday and I love to gift myself by investing in some shares. Whoa! Just Abi Solami. What a mentality. What a mentality. Wow. Wow. Tell me, Abi Solami, do you have Vitafoam? If you do not have Vitafoam, please buy. And Fidelity Bank is still looking great at this price. Do you have? If you do not, please buy. Okay? And then if you need more, please let me know. But it will be good that you have substantial volume of any stock you are buying. So when they pay dividend, it makes sense. When you're making capital gains, it also makes sense. Congratulations and happy birthday, Abi Solami. Everyone on Instagram, please wish her well, send her love. This is the mentality we're looking for. You are looking to gift yourself any other thing for on your birthday, and you remember that, look, I need to gift myself some stocks. That's awesome. Listen, this is one thing that we have been doing and unknowingly undoing ourselves. We pay everybody else when we gain our income, be it from business, from salaries, and what have you. We pay everything. We pay school fees, we pay the landlord, we provide to make sure we pay NEPA, we make sure that we pay the security guard watching over our house. If you are living in your private homes, you pay your maids who are assisting in the house. You even send money to your relatives and so on, everybody requesting for one help or the other. You make all those sacrifices completely forgetting about yourself. That has been the biggest undoing of many. So if you are in this community, that must change. We are not saying don't give. Giving is living. Understand that first. But you don't give to your own detriment, because you are also there to live. And one thing I've known about givers is when you are a giver, people hardly give you because they think that you have enough, right? And then the day you don't have, and they find out that you don't have, that you even need their help, that day you will get the worst lesson of your life, where they will start mocking you. Never ever fall into that trap of feeling guilty for not being able to meet up certain demands. That's why if you read The Richest Man in Babylon, the number one requirement to come into wealth is pay yourself first. So just as you plan for every other thing without planning for yourself, this time let the reverse be the case. Decide that every money that comes to you, 20%, 30% is for you. And it's not for buying clothes, because you have undone yourself long enough for several years now. This is why most people are abroad and are struggling to really gather something for themselves, because their entire lineage is depending on them and bombarding them with requests and emergencies, keeping you under pressure, making you feel like if you don't send money, somebody will die. And you feel so guilty when you're not able to do so. So every time you get money, you send. Meanwhile, you yourself, you've not done nothing for yourself. You better invest more in yourself so you can have sufficient money to give than to undo yourself to the end and have nothing for yourself when you eventually retire from whatever work you are doing. That's the point. Some of you, can I tell you this? It's time to be greedy. For once, it's time to be greedy. Build capacity around you. Build a system that we're advising you to do so that in this dividend season now, you are paying school fees without sweat. Dividend just comes, you have taken care of school fees, you have taken care of this, you have taken care of that. Then you can also now reach out to people and bless them without hurting yourself. That's the way to go about it. Please, everybody, get a good grip of this. We're not saying don't reach out to your people, but a lot of times you get satisfied that you have given to everybody else, and that thing makes you think you can now squander whatever else is left. So the best approach, pay yourself first, 20, 30% or more if you like, then meet other needs. As you build capacity, eventually you will not have any challenge whatsoever. That's the way to go. What's your take on UPDC with their shares tightly held up by Custodian Investment and UACN with about 4% of their shares left for free float? What do you think they have up their sleeves? Well, it's been there all along, and the retail investors have been throwing that stock up and down. So the point is, discerning investors will take position under 3 naira. In any case, it's now refusing to go under 3 naira, but the possibility is still there. It just takes one very pressed seller who is so desperate to sell to come to the market and flood the market with sufficient supply of UPDC. But I've said it over and over again, buy UPDC under 3, and so many people have bought already under 3. So it's now trying to establish a support above 3. That's why these days, when it sells 315, goes to 310, goes to 312, goes to 313, sometimes goes to 3. Well, it now hardly drops below 3. So what they have up their sleeves is very simple. They are holding tight because they see a future in that business that will eventually earn them not only capital gains, but regular dividend cash flow. So when you see institutional investors holding a particular stock this tight, you know that it's also easy for the stock price to fly. One particular stock that is so notorious for that is the Bua companies, Bua Cement and Bua Foods. Can you imagine? Bua Cement is held about 98% by the Bua Group. That's talking about the chairman. So you have only about 2% as free float. Now that's another dimension, and that's a very good one. Raw dealer builds. You came up with a very, very salient point. Some things that investors need to look out for is the shares outstanding and the free float. How many percent of the stock is free float? Free float meaning in the hands of retail investors who are not directors, who are not insiders, who are not owners, who are not majority stakeholders. Because when that stock becomes scarce, because there is attention, people are chasing that stock, the price is most likely going to grow faster, since there will be fewer in volume supply to the market. The institutional investors will never say what they have easily. So what are we saying? Only the retail investors will be jumping around with the 4%. They make 30% gain, they sell, another person buys it and then holds. So you find such stocks during their rallies, very interesting run that they make. That's the difference. They can gain one full week 10%, and get into the second week gaining 10%. But for stocks that have huge percentage in free float, you hardly find that, because most retailers want to sell quickly when they see 20%, 30% gain. That's very good one there. Thank you very much. Raw dealer, please. Nice take. Good day, coach. What amount would you consider a substantial volume of shares, please? It depends on the price of the stock. You know, you can easily pick up 100,000 QTICs by spending just 300 and something thousand. But when it comes to a stock like Seplat, You know what 100,000 shares means? When one stock is selling for 5,000 naira per share, right? So that's what it is. So substantial volume eventually boils down to how much cash you are talking about. So if you are investing 3 to 5 million, it can get reasonable volume for the expensive stocks, but substantial volume for the penny stocks. I hope that's clear. I need the link to Atlas, best spoke by Tolu. Tolu, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll forward to you. Tolu, are you sure I haven't responded? Please resend if you have. How can we buy these shares, sir? Simple. Register with a stockbroker, get involved, and there you go. SJ, where is Maobi? Looks like your connection is giving us some challenges. Oh, Oremos is in the house. Let's get Oremos to come online so he can talk to SJ then. Hello, please. What broker do I use to trade U.S. stocks? Confirm where you are. Are you in Nigeria or outside Nigeria? Hello, SJ.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Do you have a
Sir? Really, Labako. Hello?
Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
No.
All right, tell us where you're streaming from and your name.
I'm streaming from Kaduna. My name is Aradel.
Your name is?
Aradel.
Please, there's so much noise at your background. It may be difficult for us to continue. Are you there, sir? Hello, Oremos.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good to have you. Good afternoon.
Thank you for having me once again. It's been quite a long time.
Yes, my pleasure. Now, I want to
My name is Rajadin Sensi. I can hear you now. Hello?
Please stay in a quiet place.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. My name is Rajadin Sanusi. I'm calling from Kaduna, Nigeria. Good morning. Thank you for having me here. I said I didn't know how to start. How can I use to start buying the stock?
So, Oremos, you will stand in as my co-host today. I think Maobi's connection is giving some issues. His background is too noisy. We can't cope with that. If you can call back by relocating to a quiet place, better for us. Okay. So many questions, but these things keep jumping. Coach, please, between Aradel and Boasment, which one will you advise for better capital gain? Nobody knows which one will fly faster. Nobody knows which one will fly when. Two great stocks to take position in that are at their best levels. Maobi says the connection is jealous of my capital gains with Presco. Interesting stuff. Oh my God. Hello, please. What broker do I use to trade U.S. stocks? I'm in Nigeria. Okay. Optimus by Afri Invest. I will suggest that. Atkins is asking, when a company is delisted like AdSwitch, does a broker like Atlas offer over the counter? I do not know. I wish that Atlas is around to respond to this. Okay, K. Manuel, happy new week to you. Do you have a question? Go ahead. Keep your questions coming in, guys. Let's talk to some other person who is standing by. Donald Ngam is next. Wow, I have a lot of callers. Woo, we have a lot of work to do. Let's make it fast right now. I do not want to leave anyone behind. Fast right now. I do not want to leave anyone behind.
Hello, good afternoon, coach.
Hello, Donald. Hello, Donald. Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay. We have these issues again. Hello, Donald. Are you there?
Yes, I
Hello.
can hear you, coach.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, sir?
Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where.
Coach, can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Network is bad. It's just...
Hello. Okay, we lost him. Looks like connection is giving us some headache. Let's still keep trying. Some other call. No. Hello, Joel. Joel, your microphone is muted. Can you unmute?
I want to make sure that it's not echoing. Just a moment.
Okay. I will wait for you while I'm responding to others. How can I start investing for the first time? I really want to start a Fizzy 4. Hello, Oremus, can you respond to a Fizzy 4? While I take
Okay.
screen to check what's going on. Thank you.
All right. A4, how are you today?
He's offline. He's
Oh,
Can you
coming.
hear me,
offline.
sir? I think
Okay.
it should be okay now.
Okay, Oremus, hold on. Let's hear what Joel has to say. Hello, Joel. Go
Okay.
ahead.
First of all,
Yes,
I want to say thank you very much. You're doing a great job, and I'm grateful to have seen your life come up on my FYP. Thank you, Oremos also. I've been trying to know about stocks and investments, and then on my process of
No,
knowing,
where are you streaming from?
okay, I'm streaming from Enugu in Nigeria.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. On my process of trying to know about the stocks and investments, I got to download the Yocha app. So my first question is, do you think I'm starting the right way? Do you think this app is what I can use? And then also, what stocks do you think I can begin with? And then, what time duration am I to give this stock and expecting what percentage? Like, what's the profit gonna look like? So that let's say I want to buy a stock and wait like 3 months or 6 months. What percentage am I looking at? Yeah, because okay, yes, sir.
Oremus, over to you.
Okay. So, Joel,
Yes, sir.
uh, mm, from what you said, I think you have three questions.
Yes, sir.
Uh, uh, you are just a beginner when it comes to buying stocks, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I think the first thing you need to know and then you need to understand is you need to understand at least the basics of what it means to buy stocks, and then that basics will now help you to make the right choices when it comes to picking stocks. You
Okay.
understand? So
Okay.
I will begin by telling you that well, when it comes to buying stocks, what it means to buy stock is to purchase a part of a company.
Okay.
So when you buy a stock, you become a shareholder. You become a part owner of a company. I usually like the analogy Coach
Yes.
uses to explain what it means to buy stock. He
Okay.
will always say that buying stock is like going to a pizza shop, and then when you buy a pizza, you cut it into pieces. So when you now take your own piece, that is what it means like buying stock. You buy a piece of that company.
Okay.
So when you buy a stock, you become a part owner. You have purchased a part of a company. Then why do you do that? You do that in order to make money, in order to make profit. You are not doing that in order to throw away your money. You are doing that in order to make profit. And then when you buy stock, there are two ways through which you make money. First is called through capital appreciation. Okay, you probably heard when Maobi was saying that network is jealous of the money he made in Presco. So maybe most probably he bought Presco at 5 something, and now it is 1,000 something. So the money has appreciated. So
Okay.
that is one of the ways through which one makes money in the stock market.
Okay.
Capital appreciation. You
Okay.
buy 10 naira, the stock increases to 20 naira. So you have a gain of 10 naira. So that is
Okay.
one of the ways. Then another way through which one also makes money is through dividend, because you are now a part owner. So when the company makes profit, they will share the profit among all the shareholders. So that part you get in the profit is what is called dividend.
Okay.
Do you understand? So
Yes, sir.
in order for you to make wonderful inroads in the stock market, in order for you to benefit, you need certain things. There are basic things you need. First of all, you need to get the requisite knowledge, because if you don't get the requisite knowledge, you are going to get your fingers burnt, just
Okay.
like many people have got their fingers burnt because they didn't get the requisite knowledge. So the next thing is now, how do you get this requisite knowledge? You're already on the right track. By coming to this live session, you are already on the speed lane of development and growth. So coming to this live session, coach holds it every day,
Wow.
Monday till Friday, from 12 till 2. So by coming, you will be getting knowledge, requisite knowledge, either from coach's contribution or other people's submission, other people's questions and answers they will be getting. So that is one. So another way is to go through coach's beginner videos, his YouTube beginner videos. You go there, there are lots of materials for your consumption. And then the interesting part is that you can do that at your own pace, at your own leisure. Just go there to his YouTube channel, then take the beginner videos. That will give you a whole lot of information. Then the next you can do is to also join us in the Networked Investors Club. This is a club, of course, formed by Coach, where like-minded investors, I am there, Coach is there, Maobi is there, and many others. We are about 2,000 something there. And there we share pieces of information, vital information, not just about the Nigerian Stock Exchange, but then also about the foreign market. So when you combine all these three sources, you'll be ready to move forward. Then you are talking about what was your first question about
Oh, my first
the
question was that on my quest of trying to
app.
learn about this, yeah, I downloaded an app, Yocha. So I'm trying
Exactly.
to, yeah.
Okay, so that's your first question is what I'm coming to now.
Okay.
In order to trade, to start trading in stock or start dealing in stock,
Yeah.
there are institutions called stock brokers, because you cannot just go to MTN and buy their stock. There is an intermediary. This intermediary through which you can purchase the stocks, they are called stock brokers. Do you understand? And
Yes.
then if you are in Nigeria, right? You are in Enugu,
Sir. Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
I am from Emene. You know Emene now, so we are both from
Yeah.
Enugu. So I'm from Emene. So, 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 when it comes to stockbrokers, if you are dealing in Nigerian stocks, it is always advisable to go with Morgan Atlas Portfolio or Morgan Capital, Atlas Portfolio or Morgan Capital. These are better. Why? Because they provide real-time data transmission. and then they also provide reasonable commission in their trades. So this is better. But then if you are going to go to a foreign trade, you're going to buy US stocks, then that's when you start considering using apps. Do you understand? That's when you start considering using apps. But if it is Nigerian stocks, it is always advisable to use these Nigerian stock brokers so that you don't engage in paying too much commission. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, but then if you want to use apps for the US stocks, it is always preferable. What majority of us in the group, what majority of us use is Optimus. Optimus. Do you
Okay.
understand? Optimus by Afri Invest. So
Wow.
I think this maybe what's the next question you asked?
Okay. I was trying to ask like what stock is preferable to get first, but then
Okay, the
yeah.
stock to preferable to buy. I think coach will take it up from there because that's what that the dynamics. He knows the dynamics better, especially now, here and now. I think coach will answer that one better.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Oremos. You delivered right on time. Appreciate your contributions and your response. It was very concise and clear. Joel, am I right? Is it clear
Yes, sir.
enough?
Yes,
Okay.
very, very clear.
So we go on to what stocks to buy. Depends on how much you have. But my question now is, do you have a broker?
No, no, I don't. That's what I wanted to ask.
That's the first thing to do. In the process of getting more knowledge, you kickstart the brokerage account opening. And then it means you do me a follow on Instagram, send me a
Okay.
DM,
Okay, sir.
requesting for the link. The reason why we can't even talk about what stocks to buy is because stock prices are not stagnant. The
Okay.
market is very dynamic. If I mention a stock to you now and then you go ahead to open your brokerage account maybe 2 weeks after, that is
Wow.
an old news. So
Wow.
get ready, fund your account, then you act based on whatever recommendations.
Wow.
You get the point now. So it's that interesting as well. So
Okay.
this is a legitimate way you can build wealth over time with the little you get from whatever business you do or work you do.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. So you carry on from there. I will also say you should also send requests for the link to join Network Investors Club. It's free.
Okay.
Over 2,100 as at the last count members of that club.
Okay, sir.
Nigerians based abroad and in Nigeria and some foreigners.
Okay,
Thank you
sir.
very much, Joel.
Okay.
We'll
So,
go on to
so,
okay.
sir, that means I'm sending you a DM to your Instagram right now.
Instagram, yes. Go
Okay, sir.
ahead.
Thank you.
After the live session, I'll respond to all of those
Okay,
DMs.
sir.
Thank you. Jesus Baby is next on the queue. Then we have Ojux standing by. But before that call connects, let's see what the comments are that needs my attention. Could you recommend US mutual fund or buying individual stocks? I've always preferred individual stocks because I seem to know my way around the US market. But for beginners who don't know their way around, then ETFs is better recommended. Sir, is Owando a good buy for today? Gift. I do not think Owando has the fundamentals to go in there and buy with your two eyes closed when you are asleep. Owando needs to convince us of what their real plans are in growing the business. And when up till the 5th month of a new year, the full year result is not out, not to talk of the first quarter results that most other companies have already announced, then you want to tread carefully. Its stock price has been jumping up and down due mainly to rumors of transactions that the company does. But for us, that's not enough to take a long-term investing position. Yeah? So that's about that. Coach, which platform do you use for trading US stocks? Emmanuel, Inegbenohu. I use Trading 212 and Trade Zero. And but if you are in Nigeria, you should use Optimus by AfriInvest. Okay, so my question is that how can I start investing for the first time? I really want to start. Ephesus 4. If you heard all the explanations that Oremus gave, then you have everything. The only thing is send me a DM on Instagram to send you the link to open your brokerage account. Then you fund your account. Also, a video of how to navigate the Atlas Portfolio site when you want to trade is also on my YouTube channel. So you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, and then get set to take action on whatever stock that you are targeting. All right? So that's how to start. But do not start without understanding the detailed foundation of investing in the stock market. Please, coach, which stock can I buy today? I'm new here. Can you confirm if you have an account and it is funded already? That's the first question. I'm talking to the law. Yeah. I got Zenith Bank, GT Bank, UBA, MTN. What other stock would you advise I buy, sir? Ray TV, you are heavily invested in the banking sector, and those three banks you mentioned will guarantee you dividend twice a year, each one of them, which is great. MTN traditionally is also supposed to be paying dividend twice a year, but they had a challenge last year and couldn't pay dividend for the first time. But going forward, I think they're out of that challenge, which was a result of the foreign exchange losses that most companies suffered in the course of 2024. Digital AK says, sir, is UPDC REIT a good capital growth stock? Not for capital growth really, but mainly for dividend cash flow. In any case, they need to be consistent in good dividend payout. Then capital growth will follow. It's just like what has happened to SFS REIT that was selling for 50 naira per share, but it got stagnated for so long at that price. Eventually, their consistent dividend payout has ensured that that stock is now selling for over 200 naira per share. That's how serious it is. Yeah. So that's about UPDC rate. SFS rate is doing wonders, and they are paying very fantastic dividend per share. You know, REITs are mandated to pay heavy percentage of their profit after tax as dividend. And so that's why it can be very attractive when the stock grows. So UPDC rate is at that infancy stage where it could crawl a bit. Esther Daramola says, you haven't responded. I resent twice. Now I'm wondering what you sent, because this comment would have just gotten my response straight away if whatever you sent is what you typed here. Please, what's the spelling for Qtix? Qtix is spelled C-U-T-I-X. C-U-T-I-X, okay? Good morning, Coach. An idea for Aradel or split into both? If you haven't got any of both, split into both. Dr. Abisoye Ajayi. Smile Adegbe says, sir, what's your take on livestock, corn oil, Etana, and MRS oil? Well, do not be heavy in the petroleum marketing stocks. There are too many. Take on 2 solid ones and then add livestock. Please, I'm still waiting for a response to my request sent via Instagram to join the Discord platform. But Dave Fagbemi, I will respond. I think the automatic response chat box seems to deceive me into thinking I've responded to some of your messages. That's why they look like they've been read, but I wasn't the one that responded. The automatic bot responded, so I'll get back and go through all of that. Apologies for that. Hi, sir. Bring this back to you. Please, which agricultural stocks can I buy? Also, Bamboo or Chapel Hill, which is a better investment bank? Bamboo is not an investment bank. Chapel Hill Denham is a stockbroking firm, registered, well experienced. In fact, they are the managers of NIDF. So I would say Chapel Hill between the two. Then, of course, agricultural stocks to buy, livestock feed is there, FTN cocoa is there, agric stocks to buy. Let me take a look and get back to you if I can find more agric. I would not say you should go in for Ella Lakes yet, though it's an agric stock. Not yet convinced about the numbers. So that's one agric stock I may not go to. I think that's about the agric stocks I can remember on the spot. I'm struggling to see if there is any elsewhere. I do not think so. That is really vibrant. No, none else. Okay. Is anyone here based in China? J. Ace is asking. Okay, I go back to our callers standing by. Ojukes is next. While he's still trying to connect, let's see. So the U.S. stock market is closed for today. Why, please? Are you serious? Realtor Promised Land Consultant says, okay, request sent. All right. All right, Ojukes, are you there?
Yes, hello, Coach. Good morning. Yes, Coach. Good morning.
You. Your name and where you're streaming from, sir?
Yeah, my name is Onyeka Ojuk. Yeah, morning. My name is Ojuk. I'm streaming from Canada.
Thank you very much, Onyeka. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Already invested in Aradel. I'm actually expecting dividend on Friday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, heavily invested. Yeah. So about I have about 25,000 units
Awesome.
of Aradel.
Fantastic.
So I'm thinking I'm also heavily invested in the banking sector. I want to get my units up to like 1 million before I stop investing in the bank.
Awesome.
So I'm about 700,000 or thereabouts. Okay. I have a question. If I get my dividend, it's in Aradel, though it's little, just about 550K or thereabouts. So what do you advise? I do more of Aradel because I bought at 447.
Okay.
My break-even price is like 450 after charges and all that.
All right.
So do I average up, or do I diversify like into buying Dangote cement? Because I want to start getting Dangote cement and all those other stocks you mentioned that are not yet in my portfolio. So I'm thinking, do I put a hold on Aradel at the max of 25,000 units, or do I get more, or do I diversify?
Are you satisfied with the volume of Aradel you have?
Not really, but the thing is the price. You know, I need bulk money. I don't like buying maybe 20, 10. I want to buy get enough quantity at the time. So that's the point.
Good. I was getting to that. To make the money count on whatever you're going to buy, I think you should go for something cheaper. The easiest thing would have been to compound with Aradel. But you see,
Yeah.
compounding is compounding. Compound with Aradel is easier, so to say, because it's Aradel dividend you are plowing back into Aradel stocks. But
Yeah.
in this case, compounding is compounding. If you reinvest in some other stocks, you are still compounding as far as your portfolio is concerned.
Yeah.
On the basis of making it reasonable, I would recommend that you don't even go for the banks because you can still keep buying the banks. I would
Okay.
say look the way of Vitafoam.
Okay.
Buy Vitafoam with
Okay.
your proceeds from Aradel dividend. Try to check how much Vitafoam is at the moment. 54 naira.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
Based on what Vitafoam will eventually turn out to be 1 year from now or
Yeah.
less than a year from now. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, coach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chuka Obuna is next, and then we will have Real Talk Promised Land. So, Chuka, if you are there, get set, let's talk. But before you come on, I want to know if I can top my Nigerian stocks, even though it has appreciation from the initial price. Besak. Besak, what exactly do you want to do? It's important that you keep investing. What stocks are you looking at topping up on? Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon to you. Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
Not yet, not yet.
All right. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from, sir.
My name is Chuka Obonna. As usual, I'm streaming from Abeokuta.
Chuka Bona from Abeokuta. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon.
Thank you. I sincerely appreciate what you have been doing so far. At least since last week, I found you. My equity intelligence and knowledge has improved or has grown.
What? Just
And
last week?
yes, last week, I'm telling
You
you.
don't mean
And I started taking some positions in Fidelity, and I'm waiting for critics to finish executing.
interesting.
But
Very
um,
interesting. Top
my
shooters.
you say
Very impressed.
yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for that. But I opened an account with Atlas Portfolio, and this morning they sent me my details, bank account to pay into CS and my usual CHN number. So I don't know. Going to login, you see um, the buttons for login ID. I mean, login ID and password. Meanwhile, I don't know what the login ID means. So I'm not able to log in
They are
yet to
supposed to
this
have sent
the
you your
Atlas
login
platform.
details. When did you open
Okay, so
your
I
account? When
filled
did you
I,
submit your
I
form?
filled the form over the weekend. I think that was either Saturday or I think it was a Saturday. I filled the form. So they sent me these few details this morning. I'm still waiting for the rest, and
Okay.
or I thought they were
You
supposed to send everything together.
it's normally 48 hours to 72 hours. Working days, weekend exclusive. Yes. So what you would do is check your spam mailbox as well as your inbox, or give it this time, 48 to 72 hours. Are we together?
I still have another broker that I'm using. I will still give it time.
All right. No problems. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Real Talk Promised Land, you are next on the queue. While we are connecting with you, sir, is Aradel a goodbye today gift? Yes, I can confirm to you, it looks like Aradel is even climbing. Hello,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
Yes, I do.
All right, the
Yes,
house rule requires that you activate your video.
I
Omobi,
have.
thank you very much for the gift.
I'm
Popular,
sorry. Can I
thank
repeat
you
that?
so much for the gift also. Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, I said please. You pardon me to skip that. I'm not really composed for a video call.
You don't mean it. All right, go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Okay, my name is Promise Ugochi. I'm streaming from Asaba, Delta State, Nigeria.
Fantastic promise. It's good to have you all the way from Asaba. Thank you for joining. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Um, I've been away from TikTok for a while, and I know I've asked you a question based on what I want to ask. It's the MTN shares that was sold 2019. I bought some shares and I bought from Primary Offer. I think that was the app they asked me to download. And after then, I don't know how to track the shares. I don't know how to go about it. My Afri Invest app cannot connect what I have with the MTN. I don't know how if I can connect it. I don't know how possible, but I've tried to get guidelines from the MTN office and I'm not getting any relatable answer. But I remember the some years back I asked you about the same issue. You advised me to look for a broker, and I still don't have a broker. I don't know how to go about the broker of a thing. I don't have a broker, and I don't know how to access the shares I got with MTN
All right.
2019. So that's my question, sir.
Was that a public offer? That was a public offer. And if that was a
Yes,
public
yes,
offer,
it was.
that means
Yes,
you are
sir.
in profit, very good profit, because that public offer was around 100 naira or so per share, something close to that.
I think it was sold for 169.
Okay, 169.
Yes, then.
Profit MTN is now 270 something, so over 100 naira per share. All right. Now that you are here again, and it looks like you are not connecting with AfriInvest to do that because AfriInvest is actually a registered broker licensed. But I've heard of certain complaints about their customer service. I would suggest that you use Atlas Portfolios. Do you follow me on Instagram? Where did I respond to you the last time? Was it here on
Are you
TikTok?
on TikTok? Yes, sir.
Between then and now, the pressure has been so much on TikTok. So I would prefer that you follow on Instagram, send a DM there. I'll send you the link to open your Atlas Portfolios account. Then I will instruct you what to do. What you will do after your account is opened is to email your new broker, instructing them to dematerialize your MTN certificate and move it from CSCS into your trading account where you can view it directly. That also means that you must have some unclaimed dividend as well, because between 2019 and now, the only time MTN did not pay dividend was last year. And they actually pay dividend twice a year. So depending on the volume of stocks you have, there could be something also regarding your unclaimed dividends that will come to you. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yes, clear.
So just do me a TM, I'll send you all of those. And then you may also want to join Network Investors Club to keep you abreast of market activities and developments. It's free. Just request also via DM on Instagram, and I'll forward the link to you. But you will have to download the Discord app, install, create your account before the link will work for you. The instructions are all there by the time I send you the link. Is that fine?
Yes, fine. So I'll send a DM now, and
All right.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Bye. That's a forward-thinking lady since 2019. I can't even remember that she had made that inquiry, and I responded. You know, but it goes a long way to tell us how very intentional most of us are. We just need somebody who has been there to show us the way, to point us in the direction that we should go. She has it in since 2019, and she even still remembers. Now, that's what an asset can do for you. You can have it for many years, forget it for a while, but when you remember and check, it has added value. Unlike a liability that most people concentrate on. For instance, iPhone, whatever iPhone that existed in 2019 is not what you will use to make boast of right now. But imagine the value of her MTN shares has increased drastically by 100 naira per share. If she bought 1,000 shares, she's 100 naira per share up. If she bought 100,000 shares, you know what that means, times 100 naira, right? Okay, West Side Real is asking the Instagram link. I will share the Instagram handle. My Instagram handle is at Wealth Coach Omiete, at Wealth Coach Omiete. Just go through the link tree on my bio. You will see that link. Click on it, you will see my social media handles. Just click on the Instagram or any other one you want to follow and do that. Otherwise, I've also typed my handle right here. Search me with Wealth at Wealth Coach Omiete. You'll find me, follow, and send a DM. Right? Okay, still many more questions. After clicking on Fidelity, I clicked on buy and sell. Then I saw limit and market. Which should I click? Vivian, I wish that you went through the video on my YouTube channel on how to buy Nigerian stocks on Morgan Capital platform or Atlas Portfolios. They are both the same, but the Morgan Capital videos are shorter. In any case, back to your question, which should I click between limit and market? Now, if you want to decide on what stock to buy, then you can click on, on what price you are. If you are insisting on a particular price, click on limit and enter the price. In this case, you are trying to bid for Fidelity, right? And Fidelity is now at 18 naira 20 kobo. There are 4 million bids, 40 million offers versus 17.8 million bids. So the offers are more. That's why the price is dropping. So it's now 18 naira 20 kobo, right? So what you can do, if you place a bid at 18.20, it will sell automatically to you because there are offers at 18 naira 20 kobo, more than 500,000 shares on offer. So if you enter 18.20, you will get sold to instantly. But if you click on 18, if you enter 18.55, you will wait till about 1.1 million shares are sold before it will be your turn. So what do you want to do now? You want to buy immediately? Enter 18.2. Then for market, what that means is you are not insisting on any price. You just want the system to go ahead and sell to you whatever price it is, right? That's when a stock is in high demand. You just go with market. That's market order. And then it buys for you on the spot. So over to you to decide, right? Between 18.20 and 18.15, or you go for market, which triggers a buy for you almost immediately. Austin Griffin says, I want to start stock investment. Well, we just explained how to start. Open your brokerage account, get sufficient knowledge, ask questions, because in the process, you will now get to have your own strategy. Then you can proceed to start investing. Yeah? Okay. We go on to the callers standing by. Besak is on standby. While Besak is connecting, let me respond to this. Clean says if you are not following coach, you are losing money. Absolutely. We can see that already. Good afternoon, coach. Please, at what price should I buy FTN Cocoa? Yes. Just go for the current price. I don't think it's coming down anytime soon. I was targeting FTN Cocoa under 2, but it's refusing to go. So do a little bit of bid and offer analysis and come up with what you want. Okay? Otherwise, I could just do a quick check. FTN Cocoa is moving already. 236. Currently 236. All right. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Do you have a 3,000 followers, sir?
Yes, I do, but I'm kind of shy to come online. I'm sorry.
Just activate your video and let's talk. The reason for this rule is we are not fake. It's not a faceless forum. And it's good that we meet ourselves. If I have, come up with nothing to hide, then we should be able to meet ourselves before we eventually meet physically. So, thank you for joining. Good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Yeah, my name is Said. I'm streaming live from Germany.
Farid, is it Farid or Fayid?
Sahid.
Sahid, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sahid, all the way from Germany. It's good to have you.
Yeah, sometime this year, February, I started investing on Bamboo Hub. And I bought shares on MTN, Stanbic, and UBA. But after like 4 or 5 months, I realized that the price is going up. So because I'm scared, so now I'm thinking if I can buy more of the stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are thinking of what stocks are they that you bought?
I have MTN, Stanbic stock, and UBA.
Okay. And you are thinking of buying more of those ones you have or some others?
Yeah, if it is if it's advisable for me to buy more or maybe diversify in another way.
All right. I think those stocks are already premium. They are going higher, and then they may not give you the returns that others that you are likely diversify in will give you. So the best advice is to diversify into others.
Okay. Like what?
Set yourself up for more capital gains and also spread your dividend income flow. So that you receive dividend only from the trade. So if you trade more orders, that gives you a leverage to get more dividend cash flow from all of them.
Okay. All right.
So it will be good for you to also have Aradel in your portfolio.
Okay. Sorry, can I find it on Bamboo stock? Bamboo app.
On Bamboo app, yes, you can.
Okay.
Then you can add Cadbury.
Cadbury
at 37.
Okay.
Cadbury are the makers of Bonvita. Now,
okay.
Why am I suggesting that? The fast-moving consumer good sector is one of those sectors that will really fly this year.
Okay.
After what we suffered last year. Aradel is in the oil industry,
Okay,
the,
Aradel and Cadbury.
the oil and gas particularly.
Okay,
You tend to benefit. This is us now trying to diversify your portfolio.
okay,
You have two banks and what's the other one? MTN Telecoms.
yeah,
So you also have in the fast moving consumer goods sector and the oil sector. Those two sectors will keep flying in 2025.
okay.
Then,
Oh,
if I may say, add one more, I would suggest a stock like Vitafoam.
which one?
Vitafoam.
Vitafoam. Okay, okay. I'm going to look into it.
All right.
All right, thank you very much.
By the way, um, do you follow me on Instagram?
Of course, I follow you on Instagram.
Have we chatted before?
No, 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 no.
All
But
right.
I do follow you long time ago.
Let me tell you the truth. Because you are a follower and you are a Nigerian, investing in Nigerian stocks with fintechs that are not stockbrokers means you are paying double commission.
Okay,
So think about it. If you like, you want to avoid those costs going forward. You use the fintechs for foreign stocks, but and then you that is already abroad, you can actually um, register with foreign brokers right there using your KYC documents over there. So
okay,
the whole idea is you are in this business to make money.
sure.
It's important that you are protected from unnecessary costs that will eat into what should amount to a profit for you. This is sincerely yours.
All right,
Okay,
all right. Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Kwise and Chinyere are next up. So we go with Kwise first. Checking out my Instagram family. There's a lot of comments I've not responded to. Wow. Okay, let's go. Can I move my portfolio from one broker to another? Chike, I am. Yes, you can. Just a matter of telling the new broker you want to move to after you open a brokerage account with them that you want to transfer your stocks from the previous to the new. Then they will hand you a share transfer form. Go ahead to complete for them to exercise that arrangement. Hello, coach. Which broker do you suggest I use in Nigeria? I will suggest Atlas Portfolios. Send me a DM, I'll forward to you so that even when I'm explaining things here, you can easily understand and most importantly, take advantage of the real-time data transmission, undelayed, low commissions, and all of that. Can I? Okay, responded to that. Hello. Kwise, are you there? Looks like Kwise is not responding. I will have to go on to Chinenye. Asempete says, "Sir, can I merge my portfolio?" Yes, you can. Asempete, confirm to me. I remember that you requested to know whether you should invest in Presco and Total, something like that. We had that discussion. Can you confirm if you have Presco, please? Hello. Is Chinenye Maria right there right now? While that is connecting, let's see this other question. Chejine Bome says, "Hello, coach. Can I use two brokers at the same time to trade Nigerian stocks? Example, Atlas and Bamboo. Definitely, you can use two. Just like you can have more than one bank account, you can have as many brokers as you will. Hello. Hello. Okay, while we're still waiting for connection, let's see other comments. What good price for Fidelity? 1815, 1820 at the moment. Assam Peter confirmed to me that you have Presco. I really want to know. Coach, is AfriInvest a fintech? AfriInvest is a licensed stockbroker that has an app. Please show us the Atlas app. I'm seeing different Atlas in my app store. That's why I said send me a DM on Instagram so I can forward to you. So that's the safest way to go about this. And usually Atlas joins in our live session here. So even when you have challenges, they just come here, sort you out right on the spot. Don Yerimba says, please coach, between TIP and QTIX, where should I invest more now, please? Depends on which one you have more. Both of them are very good growth stocks. No, value stocks. Very good value stocks. QTIX has already rewarded shareholders with a 1-for-1 bonus last year. You can imagine if you had 1 million QTIX last year, they give you 1 million extra as bonus. That's why I say money is easy to make. Sometimes you invest in these things, eventually ending up with surprises, very pleasant ones. So decide if you can invest more in the two, because you sound like you have both of them already. So you can continue investing maybe more in QTIX. TIP, because TIP is more expensive at the moment, so you need volume there to benefit from whatever may happen in the future. Hello. Okay, we lost that Chinese. We have Francis, so let's find a way to connect with Francis. Hello, Francis.
Good morning, Coach.
Very good afternoon to you.
Good morning. How are you doing this wonderful morning? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Francis. Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
Oh, I do. I do, Coach.
You activate your video.
All right. Just a second.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to.
Okay, you see the video. I will just tap on it, and then you are live on video.
Can you see me now?
Absolutely. It's good to see you. So tell us and where you're streaming from, sir.
I'm streaming from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much, Shegun, for joining. I know how stressful it can be trying to catch up with this because of time difference. So we really appreciate your presence and commend your efforts.
Not a problem. So I have a couple of questions, though we've talked about this before, but the question I have some stocks, and some of them has been deleted from this stock exchange, and some of them are still, which I know you shared the link, you shared some of the link in the Instagram. So I tried to download those forms and everything, but I'm having some glitches. So I've not succeeded in doing that. So that's the problem. Secondly, I just need a reliable platform where I can, trade or buy stocks in Nigeria, because I've read, there's a lot of them, but I just need a recommendation from you. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Do you have, were you using a broker before? And what broker was that?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I used to have one, but I can't even. The last time I tried to like track them down in Nigeria, so I was unable to, um, to find them because the place is having a new look entirely, and they have no traces to find them. But I know
It's
my
all right.
stuff. Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Okay, so this is what will happen. I'll send you a link. Send me a request on Instagram. You already follow me there.
Yeah.
And this time, I'm going to guide you through to the end. They will do, after you open your brokerage account, they will do, I will advise that you email them afterwards, after getting your login details and all that,
Yeah.
to conduct a global search on CSCS. CSCS stands for Central Securities Clearing System. That's where all stocks traded on the NGX are warehoused. That's why even if a stockbroker goes under, your stocks are still safe because you didn't invest in the stockbroking firm itself. You invested in existing companies that are listed on the stock exchange so that even if without your former broker, you can transfer your stocks to your new broker, where you can monitor them and follow up on whatever you want. Two, they will also help you to pursue your unclaimed dividends. So whatever challenge you had initially, never mind. Let's go through this route to recover everything. And then you can also start investing through this particular platform.
Okay. So, how soon will you How soon will you be available for that?
After this live session comes to an end in 8 minutes from now, and then afterwards, I'll start get the team to respond to all DMs on Instagram. And
Okay.
because the live session is supposed to also be downloaded and then uploaded on YouTube, um, it takes a bit of time. Let's be able to see your DM today. We will respond.
Okay. I'll do just that. Is you said in the next 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, in the next 8 minutes, this live session is over.
Okay. I'll be waiting for you on Instagram. Okay. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the wonderful work that you've been doing, and I can't thank you enough. Because I thought all hope had been lost for a long time ago. Especially having like intercontinental bank shares and all that. And I thought maybe everything is gone for good, but meeting you on TikTok here, it's gonna give me hope that there's a way to get around those things. So thank you very much. I'll be waiting for you over there. Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you very much, Francis. For Intercontinental, it's now Access Bank because Access Bank acquired it, and so for shareholders, they were given a fraction of Access Bank shares in place of the Intercontinental Bank shares that they had. So all of that will be sorted. Never mind. If you like, you can also list those stocks that you had before on Instagram for me to be able to give you one or two insights and updates.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And you as well. Thanks, you, coach. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have just 6 minutes left, and here we go. Still hurrying around. Coach, please, charms or tips? The Centiverse. Centiverse, just let me know if you already have either of them. I think charms is looking like you can still have it later, but tip is the one that I think you should go for on that basis. Then later, you can get more money and get charms as well. I see all the work Maobi is doing offline, even though we couldn't bring him up, but not a problem. She Lawyer says, what becomes of a delisted company? A delisted company in the sense that the business is still a going concern, but they just don't want to be a publicly traded company. In that case, the company itself will request for minority shareholders to offer their stocks for sale a reasonably priced range versus market range. So minority shareholders will sell off before the company goes private because at that point it's going private, okay? But delisted in the sense that they want to move from one exchange to another means nothing goes wrong. For instance, that's the case with MRS. MRS is about to delist from the NGX to NASD. And minority shareholders who do not want to sell at the price the company is offering can continue to hold on to their stocks while it moves to NASD. Okay? 4 minutes before we call it a day, Gift is asking, sir, can we buy Etana today? Well, I don't know if it is a good time to buy Etana. Ladies and gentlemen, WAPCO is picking up, and I know that will interest someone like Oremus. There's a lot in WAPCO. Currently, it's at 83 naira per share, gaining more than 1 naira. I've said it before now that WAPCO is a over 100 naira stock, and it's beginning to show that it's ready to move. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Can I move? Okay, I've responded to this. I have First Bank, FCMB, and Union trustees since 2007. Esther Daramola says, I found my name on SEC portal, but not sure if Union trustees still exist. Others I bought are no more existing. I don't understand when you say others you bought are no more existing, because Union trustees, all you need to do is to get a broker now to reconfirm. That's all. First Bank exists, FCMB exists. Union Bank was acquired by Titus Trust Bank, and Union Bank shareholders were paid about 7 naira or so per share. I did a video on Instagram, was it on TikTok? And both Instagram and TikTok, when 2 years ago or so, when this acquisition was done. So you could also qualify for a payment if Union Trustees was also part of the subsidiary of the Union Bank that was acquired. Okay, have just 3 minutes to go. Is it possible to move? Okay, I've responded to this. Is there a gift for people with 1,000 followers? Vicky Cindy, it's not a gift. It only, it's required if you have to come on when you are on call live on video. So you can't activate a video if you're not up to 1,000. That's why I keep asking, because we ought to meet ourselves, right? If I have displayed myself physically to you, I am that real, then I want to believe that I'm talking to real people like me. And so we want to see ourselves while discussing before we eventually go ahead to do any physical session. I know there are 2 callers standing by. I don't know how to respond to them in 2 minutes, but let's see how it goes. How quickly we can connect with Oyinlolua. Hello. Are you there? Hello. Okay, can hear you. Go ahead. Tell us where you're coming from. Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. I'm speaking from Lagos.
Oyinlolua from Lagos.
Yes,
Go ahead.
yes. So I actually have a little concern. I bought charms at. Sir, hello. I have a little concern. Like I need your. Yes, I need your opinion on this, sir. So I bought charms at 2.1 naira. Yeah, 2.1 naira. So I actually wanted to buy more, like a day after. But I saw I'm using Bamboo, and I saw on the broker it says 2.2 naira. So I ordered that market price. On buying it, it moved from 2.2. I don't know how it happened to 2.29 or something when they actually placed the order. And now I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I should just remove it and try to buy it at that 2.1 or something. because it's really painful that I had to like yeah, I had to buy it at 2.29 naira. So
Okay,
I
so
need advice on that side.
it's possible. You should be able to withdraw your mandate. Possible if the transaction has not
Okay,
gone through.
it already went through. It
Oh,
already went through, and it was after it went through. I got an email, and I checked the email. I was seeing 2.29. I was like
you're
confused. That how
furious.
come?
You're very frustrated.
Exactly.
You're angry.
So it has actually averaged me down to 2.2 for all my stocks now.
It has averaged you up instead of bringing you down. Okay,
Okay, average me up. Sorry, average me up to
and
two point
what
two.
we that's not what we want to do. But that transaction has gone through. The point is that would have also included the commissions that you have paid, which we have always said is too high for created apps. Okay? In any
Okay.
case, the only thing you can do now is to just stay patient and let
Okay,
the
sir.
stock price sustain. Don't be angry with it. Right?
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we come to a close. Remember, today is bank holiday in the US, and therefore there will be no trading of US stocks today. So we have enough time to relax and enjoy our rest till when we meet again tomorrow, 12 noon to 2 p.m. same time, same station. That's the way they say it on radio. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Maobi, you've done excellent on and off the scene and the background. I see all your hard work. Appreciate you. Thank you very much, Oremus, the prof in the building. We appreciate you, and we are now happy for you. Your chance is doing your WAPCO is doing well, and I'm seeing signals that even Aradel seems to be jumping. Aradel 500 naira per share. What a way to close. Maybe more people are trying to now take position based on the dividend. But then the qualification date has passed. So what's making this happen so fast? Well, who knows? May just be time for rewarding those who are already in the boat. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Aleshin Loye Legon says you are wonderful. Thank you. You too are excellent. See you again tomorrow, same time. Appreciate all of you. Enjoy the rest of your day until we meet tomorrow. Bye for